Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are kicking off a championship match between the Phantoms and the Backboard Testers. Europe 3v3 Tier 4 Division 5. The Phantoms coming into this one undefeated at 9-0. And across from them, the Backboard Testers coming in 7-2. The 1 versus the 6 seed. And we can take a look at how they got here. Obviously, the Phantoms playing the regular season almost perfect. And on the other side, when you look at the Backboard Testers, they had a couple losses there, but they ended up getting that all squared away and found themselves ready for playoffs. As the Phantoms do what they're supposed to in round 1, sweep their first round opponents. Second round, they go on to play up against the 8 seed and Seaside Frost, end up taking it the whole 5 games, but end up closing that series on out and beating Seaside Frost, move on to the semifinals, where we then turn into best of 7s. In the best of 7s, if you were here last week, it's similar ground. We actually did get a cast this one, the Phantoms versus Amigos, the 1 versus the 4. And the Phantoms did end up pulling that one on out in overtime in Game 7 to advance themselves on to the championship here today. Then looking at that bottom side of the bracket, Backboard Testers taking the win up against the 11 seed. Right off the get-go, 3-0 in that, sweeping their way on through. Also having a hard-fought round 2 where they need to go the distance and take it in Game 5 versus the 3 seed. Then around there, they ended up finding the 2 seed did get upset in a sweep by Damage, but Damage was not able to pull off the upset up against the Backboard Testers, as they did end up taking their series in 7 as well. So we definitely have 2 teams coming in on a very similar path when it comes to playoffs. And the only real difference between these two is kind of the regular season Phantoms not dropping any games there, where they were not dropping series throughout the regular season. But we are getting ready to kick this one off here tonight. So it will be at the 30-minute mark. So in about 12 to 13 minutes is when we will be seeing that go live. I will end up posting a prediction just in case anybody does want to partake in that. And then we will be going a little bit more into stats. We'll even give you guys probably into Game 1 to be able to kick this one fully on up, as that will be a 15-minute timer on it. But looking over it one last time, for the championship of Tier 4 Division 5 Europe 3v3 IGL, we will be having the Phantoms and Backboard Testers. Backboard Testers coming to this one where they ended up both these teams have made their playoff runs, so respectively they've done what they've needed to do there. In the regular season, the Backboard Testers found themselves taking 2 losses, while the Phantoms, on the other hand, did not find themselves losing. They have yet to have that defeat on their record, and they are looking to try to keep it perfect here and close out the season, proving they are definitively that team to beat as they go forward. As we look at this, Phantoms are averaging over 3.5 goals per game, 3 saves per game, and 2 to 2.5 assists per game. While across from them, the Backboard Testers playing a little bit more like they look like they might be a defensive team or play more possession ball, as they only average 2 goals per game, 2.21 saves per game, and a bit more than an assist per game. So we will be looking to get this one underway shortly, but looking at it, it does seem as our players to watch, and especially after watching last series, you had it where for the Phantoms, I'd say Tusty did a very good job of getting his team here, playing with Younganith and Sheer Pandora. But then across from them, it's really looking like JJ McFarlando and Wholesale are going to be that offensive game plan that they're looking to see, and then Pizza Crust is more so their defensive link in the unit. So we will get to see how this plays out once the teams end up joining into this lobby, but that is at least my initial what I would be thinking for both these teams. Tusty definitely a big part of performing last week, in that intense matchup between the Phantoms and Amigos. And they're looking to at least be able to try to pull it off here tonight, show that they are the #1 seed for a reason. I guess we can also hit on the colors for this game. Well, it is that orange and blue on top. I just have that as my general default to make everything easier for setting up, as that's what default are. The Phantoms are going to be coming into this one black and red as their colors, and across from them the Backboard Testers are coming into it with green and yellow. So there shouldn't be any problems there. Did make sure to check it beforehand. I believe both teams' color scheme should not play a problem in it. If it does, we can end up moving her back to defaults, but that is what they will be playing as tonight. And tonight they are playing to try to secure that championship. So we will have to see how this plays on out for both of them. As we said, fighting hard-fought battles to get here. The only thing being easy for both these teams appears to be round one. As in round one, they did have it where they both swept there, but then from there they've been taking their series the distance. So we definitely should be looking for a big one tonight. Hodge Lodge hitting them with the sheesh. And we do have Puddin' Puff. Letters is on. Can I get a pog in the chat? Well, you can get a pog from me. Thank you for being a consistent viewer here, Pudding. I really appreciate it. Hodge Lodge, you as well. We will be getting this one underway. Obviously today is quite the day to be playing it, as you also get some RLCS playing on the day, and a lot of great series over there as well. A lot of them really going the distance. So it's definitely a good day for some Rocket League. Howdy Hodge already. So you gave Pudding his pog. But so what we have for ranked tier 4 Division 5, honestly what you want to keep an eye on for all of this stuff is generally the tier. Tier 1 is that GC2 and up. Tier 2 is generally like Champ 3 to GC2. So GC1, Champ 3, Champ 2 area. Champ 1 very, and like High Diamond is typically going to be your tier 3, and then tier 4 is going to be where you hit like that diamond range. So should be diamond for the most part. But yeah, we'll go through it one more time, as we are now 5 minutes to the lobby. And we will be seeing from here then, as we expect players to go through. Last time, hitting it up, we are playing for the championship here today. We have the Phantoms and the Backboard Testers in a best of 7 3v3 EU Tier 4 Division 5. To get here, the Phantoms and the Backboard Testers both swept their first round. In the second rounds, playing a bit harder, where they are in best of 5s at that point, but both teams are able to close out their series 3-2 and move on to the semifinals, where in the semifinals we do go to those best of 7s, which we will be playing here tonight. The Phantoms beat the Amigos in Game 7, actually in overtime. That one was casted here live last week, so that one I can vouch for. An absolutely insane series. Phantoms able to take it over the top of the Amigos. And then on the bottom side of the bracket, also going the whole way to Game 7, the Backboard Testers did end up taking out Damage in Game 7. As we look at this game, one more kind of time to just get it. Obviously, 7-2 means the 2 losses came in the regular season, as you would not be in the championship game otherwise. So they ended up hitting playoffs, heated up. Backboard Testers ended up pulling themselves here. Phantoms coming into this one unbeaten, still trying to prove that they are the best and they can close it on out. What I am personally looking at is JJ McFarlando. Looks like he's more of that offensive presence for Backboard Testers with a Wholesaler, and then it looks like Pizza Crust is more of their defense. Wholesaler might fill a little bit more of that middle ground. JJ McFarlando looking like he might play that offensive ground. And then across from them, my player to watch is definitely Tusty, as last week Tusty was definitely a big part of helping them get to this championship, and definitely shows that he can definitely make the plays. So with all of that being said, we are 5 minutes to the lobby, so we will kick it into a game to try to at least get everything up underway and ready to go. Once we get the captains and their respective teams to join up in here, we will be ready to get this one underway. Well, it looks like I have the time. I'm going to quick fill up water to make sure I am ready for a best of 7, and then I will be right back, and ideally we can get this underway. Alrighty. As we are now approaching up on game time, I will just double check, make sure we are good on terms of that lobby info and that we can get our players up in here. As long as that is the case, I'm happy and ready with this one. So we will also just quick shoot out messages to both captains, that way they know that I know they have the info. And not that one, but that one. Alrighty. I do have confirmation at least one of the teams is on their way, and if we get the other one, then we will be fully good to get up and at it. Obviously, as the caster, I'm doing a lot of talking before the game. I'm hoping to just be able to cast this one away once we get into the game. Everything will probably speak for itself, as it is a championship game, Tier 4 Division 5, between the Phantoms and the Backboard Testers. I can keep spewing analysis at you, but in reality, both these teams have been fighting their butts off to get here. So the play is going to end up speaking for itself. Who wants that championship more? Who will end up taking that championship on home? As we do end up having the Backboard Testers join up in the lobby, and I did get word that the Phantoms are on the way. So with that, that looks like we are getting the Phantoms. Just got to make sure we do get that whole lobby worth of 7. There is 6. We are even at 8. I will need to say something quick. I understand that we want the sub to be ready, but they are supposed to wait out of lobby and then join back in. So it comes down to whether or not they can. I will shoot them a message and just quick ask on it to make sure. Because that way we do have this. Alright, Tusty will leave it and then join from there. So Tusty is at least sitting out game 1, and honestly, make it where you guys can change your players in that. It just is something where that is good. So it shouldn't be too much of a delay at all, but there is a little bit of delay. Obviously, it kind of sucks, but technically we are playing for the finals. I don't want any complications in terms of the this team doing this. I just don't want it. It's a championship. I don't want to have it where a team comes back and ends up telling me, oh, well, while you're at it, you did this wrong. So we're getting the teams to join up in this. Backboard testers are joining their respective team. If we can get both teams underway, please do so. Otherwise, we will remake. Alright, there is the whole team for 1. There's the whole team for 2. We do have our whole 6 into the lobby. Here we go. Backboard testers and phantoms underway. As you can see, the black and red versus the green and yellow. Off kickoff, shooting back out. This one comes across, piece to across. Getting around that one, popping it off the back wall. Looking to try to play it for the center. Not quite able to get it. Pandora plays that one on out where McFarlando tries to fire it back towards the center. Not quite finding it yet, but Wholesaler diving in, able to connect on the pass from McFarlando and put this one away to give the backboard testers a 1-0 lead. 14 seconds being played. Back to that center line. Pandora, pizza crust, meaning backup. Wholesaler off the sidewall, not finding the boost. Limited play potential here, but firing it down to McFarlando, trying to play it onwards. Ends up in the corner. Younganese trying to get possession of it. McFarlando over 1. Pandora sitting on it, but does play across. Off that crossbar, back to that far side. TM Storms now trying to bring it to the aerial. Up he is looking, but Younganese will take this one and push it onwards. Back out towards the center. Pizza Crust looking for the pass up to McFarlando. Not finding it. Younganese intercepted, and TM Storm pushing that one towards the net. McFarlando at least pushing wide. Out to Pandora. Pandora firing just off the crossbar. Playing back into the corner. Pizza Crust now trying to get this one on outwards. Flipping into it. Pass the defender. Wholesaler now playing in to the Phantom's corner. Trying to get it to the center. Good pass cross, but not quite able to find Pizza Crust. So out to McFarlando this goes. Pandora out of the corner. Back to McFarlando. And he still plays back. Trying to find that center. 50s with the Younganese. Up high it goes. Wholesaler able to get a piece of this one and tuck it away to give the backboard testers a 2-0 lead. A minute 14 into this game. As we go back to that center line, Younganese and Wholesaler meeting up. This one does shoot up off the wall past TM Storms. Pandora able to at least win that cleanly and push it on into the backboard testers half, where Wholesaler plays this one off the wall, looking to get back to it, and at least pushes it forward. TM Storms trying to play on out, but Wholesaler there to 50 him. Pandora trying to take across, playing onward. Pizza Crust there, intercepting in the way. Down it plays to TM Storms off the wall. He goes. McFarlando now trying for a center. Younganese intercepts there. Pandora trying to play on out. Falls down. Holstella gets around it, but it pops center. Younganese fires one that goes just wide. Off the sidewall, McFarlando trying to start something up for his team. Playing back to the center, high and away. At least able to touch on it off the back wall. Holsteller up for it, trying to hit it down. Ends up back into McFarlando, flipping over one. Pandora able to at least push this one on outwards. Younganese now diving in on this one, trying to start a play for the Phantoms, looking for something to get going for him. Pandora now off the back wall, popping back down to the center. Pandora pass one, back on out to the center. Storms with a shot, but Seller able to get in the way of that one. Younganese now looking for a center, but Holsteller in the way, not allowing this one to find its way into their net. This one plays back on out. A demo by Younganese opens up it where they get a easy clear back into the backboard Tester's half. And Holsteller up, playing off that sidewall. Pandora trying to get something on it. Pops out center. Younganese is at least able to push it away when Holsteller tries to fire. Pizza crossed off the back wall looking for a center, but Pandora sitting on it nicely, not allowing it to go there. Up over one, back into the backboard Tester's half. Holsteller off the sidewall, popped by McFarlando, and up this one plays. Falling on down, Younganese back towards the center, but Pizza cross. Next one to get a touch on it, hitting up Holsteller. He tries to pass back to the center. Pizza cross at least was another touch. Bump, but Holsteller will be able to get back to it in time. Back in the corner, Younganese plays on outwards. Holsteller intercepts, but Pandora now looking for a pass up to Younganese. Was trying to pop this back down center. Pandora fires, but Pizza cross is home and ready to clear this one back into the Phantoms half. TM Storms playing past McFarlando, but ends up running into Holsteller as he tries to start the dribble towards the net. Pandora not allowing that to continue. Out this pops. McFarlando firing a shot. Storms able to at least get this one on out. Younganese looking for Pandora. Pandora not quite able to wrap around it. Holsteller plays high off of his backboard. Up it goes. Played on out. And Pizza Cross finding his way back to this one. Off the pipe. Great touch by Younganese to keep that one on out, keeping this 2-goal game. Younganese now playing back towards the center, trying to find someone, but McFarlando is pushing on out of there, not allowing them to get into their corner convincingly. This one pops high, playing straight down. Younganese, good touch on out, but McFarlando is there, firing one high and just not quite finding back the net. Younganese back across. McFarlando getting the touch to beat two of the oncoming defenders, though. Pandora not able to get past Holsteller, and an unfortunate play there as it ends up being trying to be played just wide by Younganese, and it was not able to do so as Storms ended up being just in the way as he was also trying to get back in time for the saves, and it ends up going in for Backboard Testers. They find themselves with a 3-0 lead, probably finding themselves taking this game one. Off the sidewall now, the Phantoms play, but Holsteller intercepting, trying to get back to the center. A good save by Storms. Onwards he plays. The Phantoms are going to need something almost immediately if they're going to have a chance in this one. But McFarlando cutting to the center. Storms trying to cut in there off that sidewall. Does find its way by one, but it's just sitting there. And TM Storms with a good 50 across, hits the far pipe. Pandora tries to center. Back to Storms, not able to wrap around it. McFarlando able to take this one for a clearance. Ends up looking like he is content to just let this one fall on out, but is actually looking for another goal now. Trying to drop it to the center across. Holsteller getting it on up, but it will end up falling. Backboard Testers find themselves up a game in this series. The problem we do have with that is if you guys are, just make the sub. Yeah. So Storms is going on out. Pandora, Younganese, and Tusty will be the team for this next one. We do have it where everybody is on console, so I can, like, I was not able to get a confirmation that way. I can reach out to them if you guys want to try to keep your subs and that in here, but it's easier for me if we just don't. Because that way there's no words that's like, hey, technically they have a sub telling everyone there's this amount of boost, this person's making this play because of it. I know it's a long shot, but still. So into this, you guys can load up. We're good. Obviously, though, the problem is going to be that we need all of them in the lobby. All right, you should be good to go now, I hope. And it looks like the kickoff is not tilted. You guys have the true kickoff here of everyone in their own net circle, all funneling away. So back to it they go. We do get to see Tusty on this one. He did play a crucial part in them getting here in the last one. Pandora off that sidewall, looking to continue onwards, going up, meeting JJ McFarlando. Up this one plays Younganese. playing back towards the center. McFarlando now trying to play across down to his teammate, but Pandora will intercept off that back wall. Pizza Crust playing on outwards. Tusty popping off that back wall, back towards the center. Not quite able to double up on that one. Young Anise is at least able to wrap around this one, try to start up a dribble play. Bolsella playing back to the center for Pizza Crust, firing one, but Pandora able to get in the way, pushes this one up, 50s with McFarlando, and back to the corner it goes. Tusty trying to play out of that corner, up, Young Anise and Bolsella meet each other, and back to the center this goes. McFarlando met again by Tusty. Young Anise trying to play back across. Bolsella looks like he should be able to wrap around it, but instead Tusty gets there first, fires and responds, finding the first goal of this series for the Phantoms as they put one away to give themselves a lead with 48 seconds played in game 2. Back towards that center line, Pandora, McFarlando pinching on outwards. Pizza Crust able to push this one on wide, trying to start up a dribble here. Tusty diving in well, 50 for Pizza Crust. Pandora wraps around it, plays it back on out. Pizza Crust trying to find it. Pandora does well to push it away, but gets demoed in the process. Young Anise pushing this one on outwards. It does fall towards the center. Pizza Crust up for it. Pandora trying to play back, and at least plays back to the center, but Bolsella meets Pandora there, and Pandora getting the better of the 50 back into the backboard tester's corner. JJ McFarlando trying to play on out across. He is going Young Anise, jumping in, but it ends up just with a 50 to the corner. Tusty wrapping around this one, sending it high towards the center. Tusty not quite able to get back to it to tuck this one away, and McFarlando trying to take out of the corner. Looks like he was met, and it pitches back across. Pandora now off the back wall looking for the center, but Bolsella does well to flick this one high and away. Looks like McFarlando now taking up a dribble. Young Anise does well to push it past one, but Pizza now firing a shot up for it. Tusty able to at least push this one on away. Pizza Crust looking back to the center. Pandora and Young Anise combining to push this one back on out. Pandora looking to try to get the play, looking for a pass back to a teammate, but Bolsella instead intercepts and takes this one off the wall, looking for a ceiling play, hits on down. Young Anise able to at least make the read on that, push this one back towards the center, pops on up, did not like the read Pizza Crust had, so McFarlando and Tusty end up 50, and Pandora tries to play on out, finds its way past one. Pizza Crust is back though, and just plays off the wall, tries to play forward, but Young Anise firing one at the net. McFarlando not quite able to make the save, and that will be tucked away by Young Anise. A good read, a direct shot off that play off the wall, and able to sink it away. Phantoms find themselves up to just about half the game remaining. Back at that center, hits on out. Tusty bringing it to the air. McFarlando is able to separate that. Pandora now trying to find a shot, but Bolsella jumps in the way, starts up a dribble. Young Anise cutting it back towards center, where McFarlando now trying to play forward into the Phantom's corner, ends up hitting out and up. McFarlando looking for the next touch, dropping it to the center, but Young Anise able to intercept. Pizza Crust there. Ends up playing more forward. Pandora off the sidewall, back to the center. Pizza Crust plays off that sidewall, and Young Anise will intercept now. Young Anise trying to start up a dribble, but McFarlando takes this back the other way towards the Phantom's goal. Tries to fire one off the wall, but Pandora there, able to push it on wide. Back on out, a little unfortunate there, but McFarlando is still able to get to it next. Tusty up, making a good play to push it on into the corner. Pandora fires, but Pizza Crust gets in the way, not allowing that one to find the back of his net. Young Anise going up, not quite finding the play he wanted. Pizza Crust and McFarlando clearing it on out of there. Pandora now firing it towards that far side pipe, but Bolsella able to push it on away. This ends up playing back to the Phantom's half. Bolsella finding it towards the center. Who's able to get to this one? McFarlando trying to drop it, but Pandora, a good save, keeping it on out. Young Anise up, playing to that side wall now. Pandora up for it, met by Pizza Crust, but 50's well back into the backboard tester's half. This does end up dropping Bolsella, trying to take a dribble. Bolsella cutting across. Ends up Young Anise getting a touch on it. McFarlando not able to follow it on up. Tusty trying to clear on outwards as Young Anise gets a touch, forcing this on high into the backboard tester's half. Bolsella plays it on wide. Pizza Crust picks it up there. Pizza Crust throwing this one on out. At about midfield, Tusty able to push it back on outwards. McFarlando off that side wall, but Tusty diving in, firing one just wide. Pizza Crust able to deal with it, pushing it back on outwards. Young Anise off the back wall, but McFarlando diving in there, separating the ball from any potential scoring opportunity. Bolsella back out of the corner, met by Pandora, and this one 50's on high. but a good clearance from Pizza Crust to allow no one from the Phantoms to tuck it away. But the backboard testers now find themselves on the opposite end of the foot from game one, needing one almost immediately. Otherwise, this game is going to become very difficult. Playing on down, Pandora off this sidewall now, looking for a center, finds a center, but Wholesaler does well to get a touch. Pizza Crust not able to beat Younganese to it, as Younganese puts it back in the corner. McFarlando up for this, trying to tuck it away, and he does, giving the backboard testers at least hope that this kickoff can possibly go their way. This will definitely need to be a kickoff goal, or at least an immediate play following the kickoff for the backboard testers, as they find themselves down one with only 4 seconds remaining. As Younganese looks like he does get the better of that kickoff. McFarlando trying to get the dribble, but it ends up falling there, and the Phantoms find their response in game two, tying us back up in this series. All back to evens. It is just a best of 5 now, as these teams split game 1 and 2. All right, into this one. It looks like we do have all of our players getting in here, and we do have a Phantoms player joining back into it. Alrighty, here we go. Back to that center line. Backboard testers and Phantoms tied up in this series, 1-1 apiece on the race for Pandora 50s with Pizza Crust. Younganese up for it, firing a bounce shot, able to dump the defender, tuck this one away. Good start for Phantoms here in game 3, as they do get the kickoff going in their favor and getting the dunk on the attempted clearance. 1 goal lead, only 3 seconds to put that one away. Back at this center line, Wholesaler playing past Tusty to the corner. Younganese now pushing it on outwards. McFarlando met by Pandora out towards the center again. Tusty playing on wide. McFarlando flipping it towards the center. Wholesaler met by Younganese as he plays on into the corner. McFarlando popping this one high and across. Tusty getting to it, getting a touch on it. It falls back for Pandora. Pandora now trying to find Younganese upfield, not quite finding it. McFarlando will separate that one back into the Phantom's corner. Younganese playing on outwards, not finding his way back to this. Pizza Crust pops this on high and down. Tusty able to grab a dribble on it. This one will find itself dropping towards the center, but McFarlando reaching it first, pushing it back into the Phantom's corner, looking for Wholesaler, firing a shot, almost put away, but Younganese gets enough on it to save it. McFarlando finds it next, and he tucks this one away to tie us back up at 1 apiece. McFarlando able to follow up on Wholesaler's initial flick, tuck it away. Backboard testers now tie this one back on up, just about a minute into this game. Younganese and Pizza Crust meeting at that center line. Wholesaler taking a flick. Tusty getting a touch on it, trying to play out. Wholesaler playing back down. But Tusty getting back around it, firing forward. Pizza Crust hitting on out. This one finds itself back in the Phantom's corner, where Tusty plays it across, looking for a play of his own off the wall, trying to find his way back to it, but Wholesaler able to clear. Younganese off that sidewall. Tusty ends up getting an unfortunate flip and ends up putting it into the back of his own net on this one, as it was pinched up against that sidewall from Younganese, and Tusty found himself trying to rotate back, but ends up finding the ball and fires it right at his own net. So the backboard testers will find a goal on that one to give them a 1-goal lead. 3:40 still remains. This one does pop on out. Younganese taken to the air, looking off that back wall, trying to find some. Pizza Crust does well to intercept and drops it for Wholesaler off this wall now. Pandora trying to get to it, but ends up having a bit of a miscommunication. Pandora playing on out. McFarlando able to get there, but fires it just wide out of this corner now. Popped high. Back to the corner. Younganese and Police plays and outwards this goes. Off the side wall now. Wholesaler able to play past Pandora, finds its way towards the center, but Tusty able to take there, back across. Pizza Crust intercepted, playing top, but ends up being touched by Pandora back toward the corner. McFarlando trying to find something on this, ends up getting dropped as Tusty off the sidewall, trying to follow up on it, but Pizza Crust does well to play away from the oncoming attacker and back into the Phantom corner. McFarlando, a good touch over the defender and finding the back of the net. Backboard Testers finding some momentum as they find themselves up 2 with 2:45 remaining here in Game 3. Trying to once again give themselves an advantage in this series. As we go back towards that center line, McFarlando and Pandora off to the sidewall. This goes, Younganese diving in, ends up off the back wall. Oh, this is playing Holsella, able to at least get another touch on it towards the corner. Pandora does well to clear it back into the Backboard Testers half. Holsella trying to play down, not quite able to reach it. Tusty pinching it off the back wall now, trying to get back towards the center, but out this one goes. Younganese taking the dribble play up on himself. Holsella able to push it on wide. Pandora popping it high towards the center. Tusty looking to try to beat McFarlando, but they end up 50 in that ball on outwards. Pandora trying to play it flat now. It finds its way back towards the center. Pandora with 50, but saved well by McFarlando, and Holtzeller does well to push that one away. Up this plays McFarlando now with the pass on out. Younganese off that sidewall. Younganese trying to find his center. It does find its way there. Pandora not quite able to overpower Pizza Crust. So this plays on out. Holtzeller trying to drop it, but Tusty is back in time, pushing it on wide. Back to that center line. McFarlando gets it past one, tries to get a dribble play, but Pandora diving in, pushing it on outwards. Pizza Crust now back into the Phantom's corner. Younganese off that sidewall. Younganese playing on out, looking for an aerial play. As it ends up falling, McFarlando off the sidewall high. Tusty up, firing towards the net. Pizza Crust met by Pandora, but Pizza Crust still pushing it onto the pipe. Holsella intercepted by Younganese back in the Backboard Testers half. Tusty off the sidewall, trying to follow it back up, looking for a center play of his own, but McFarlando sitting on it, met Pandora at the spot. Pizza Crust over Pandora now. Younganese looking to try to play this one onwards, back towards the center, off the back wall. McFarlando playing off that side. Younganese trying to intercept, playing down for Tusty. Tusty off the back wall, on out. Pandora getting a piece of it, but it ends up going just wide. McFarlando back across. Tusty up for this one. Continuing the entourage into the Backboard Testers corner, trying to find something to pull themselves back in this one. Pandora firing one that ends up going wide. McFarlando trying to take this one out of the corner, popping it high, still in their corner. They're just trying to waste time. They're trying to make sure that they hold on to this lead, and they feel comfortable doing so. But Tusty fires the shot. Pizza Crust enough on it. McFarlando a touch now, but Tusty once again saved by Holsella. Great defense by Backboard Testers on that goal line save to ensure they keep a 2-goal lead. Out this pops, McFarlando firing one that would have ended up just wide, but Tusty able to push it on outwards anyway. They really need to find something here, the Phantoms, if they want to find their way back in Game 2. Tusty, good pop over one, but Pizza Crust able to push this one on away. Pandora off that sidewall. Crust playing on this one on high and outwards. McFarlando with clearance. That should probably tuck this game away. Tusty, though, up for this one. Playing on across, looking for the center. Holsella able to pop it on wide, and Backboard Testers find themselves once again finding themselves up a game in this series as they take Game 3. An insane entourage there at the end of attacks by the Phantoms, but not quite able to break the Backboard Tester defense as they were able to hold on that whole time. Bend but don't break had to be their strategy there, as it was going all defensive, all out, all the time into this one. We are looking to get it underway. Alright, as long as Pandora is good to join up on the Phantoms. Younganese looking like, alright, the ping is back on down. I have noticed that with a couple of my friends on PlayStation, where until they join the game fully, their pings might end up shooting on out. I guess I somehow... Alright, well somehow we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't understand what this is. But Younganese playing back on out. I might just... Alright, I'm not fixing that for you this game. Don't care. Tusty to the far pipe and then able to tuck this one away. Unless someone knows why it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But Tusty able to tuck this one on away off the sidewall. Good shot fired. Back to the center line as we see them meeting up and to the sidewall. This one plays Tusty playing on outwards and across. back into the backboard tester's half. Mick Farlando taking this one to the air. Out of the air, looking for something. Able to try to find it. Not quite finding it on the end of that one. Back out. This one pops high and across. Shot ended up being fired. Tusty able to push it on away. As it's dropped to the far side corner, Younganese at least able to get a clearance on it. Played on across by Wholesaler.
What a play!
Pizza Crust now playing this one on out, popping a good shot past all of them, and finds his way to tuck this one and play it on outwards. Hodge or Pudding, if you know how to fix this, please help me. I don't know what I clicked to get the names to be that. Or if anyone does, please feel free to reach on out. I don't like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But back to the center line we go. It looks like they are meeting up. This one pops back into the Phantom's corner. Played on across by Pandora. Looks like it's two Younganese off the sidewall now. Tusky up for it. Not quite able to push this one away. We're having a fun game of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Younganese tries to play onwards, ends up getting 50 by the oncoming backboard tester's defender. McFarlando off backboard now playing on out. I will learn these names myself if I have to. Younganese trying to get back to it, not quite able to do so. Tusty up, pushing it back into the corner where McFarlando plays this one on outwards. McFarlando playing back to that far side corner. Played on across by Tusty. Tusty bringing up an air game, but met on the way and not able to push this one forward. Back out this one comes. Younganese off that sidewall, back on down. That's a shot by Seller, but saved by Tusty. Off that sidewall, playing on out. Back towards the center. A shot being fired. Pizza Crust able to push this one on high. Off the sidewall by McFarlando. Wholesaler back on out towards the center. Whole center wrapping around this one, but a great save by Tusty, able to keep it on wide. Pizza Crust tries to get back to it, not quite able to do so. This one pops on up. Tusty up for it, getting a soft touch, and down to Younganese, who tucks this one away to give the Phantoms a 2-1 lead. Half of this game being played. At that center line, played on forward. Younganese up for this one, trying to drop it by McFarlando and Seller, but Pandora able to find it off the 50 and push this one on away. Phantoms find themselves up 2. I'm not joking, I'm literally just going off of your cards at this point. Back toward that center line, Pandora and McFarlando meeting up. Wholesaler off that sidewall. Tusty playing back towards the side. Younganese not quite able to get there, but falling down towards the center, trying to get back to this one. McFarlando playing off that sidewall, back out to himself, trying to tuck this one away, but just wide. Back on out, it's played. Pizza Crust able to at least get a touch on it, but out it comes. Wholesaler intercepting there. Back down, Heat Blaze, and flicks this one up and over to McFarlando, playing with the forward, trying to find Wholesaler, not quite able to do so. Pizza Crust, great save. McFarlando not finding it. Tusty firing, but another good play for Pizza Crust. McFarlando trying to play on and out, but it just pops. Pandora is there. Up, Pandora is playing, and down this one goes again. Younganese not finding the touch off that sidewall, and out it's played off. Fake play, but ends up being pushed away by Tusty. Intercepted, and up it goes, falling back towards the center. Pandora able to push this one on away now. Up, this one pops, pushed back in the half by Pizza Crust. And down, it's played for McFarlando. McFarlando trying to flick it. Younganese ends up intercepting there. Played on out by Pandora, up off the sidewall. Wholesaler now popping this one on high. The push back to the center by Pandora, and Tusty with a shot that Pizza Crust does well to read. Back on this, falls, ends up just wide. Younganese not able to tuck this one on away. Sent back to the center, and across this goes. Back towards that center line, off this sidewall, falling back on down. Not technically finding its way there. A touchdown out by Pizza Crust. Played on forward by Seller. Tusty intercepting and playing off that sidewall, able to follow up, looking for it, not finding it as he got intercepted by the oncoming defender. Youngenie's trying to drop this one on backward into the corner. Wholesaler not finding the dribble. Instead, McFarlando takes up. Backboard Tester's going to need to find one relatively quickly here. Otherwise, they are going to be having some problems off that sidewall. Back towards the center. Not able to tuck this one away. Tusty playing forward. Wholesaler playing on out. Pandora tries to play back to the corner for a pass, but ends up just leaving. It looks like this will once again be a tied-up series as we head into the next game. Tusty off the sidewall and back down. Phantoms find themselves with this one. We'll see if it's better for the next game. I at least am starting to know the cars. So, we are good there. I should be able to continue. But once again, tied back up. It now turns into a best of 3 as they are just splitting games in this series. Honestly, that would have been a good idea, though, to try to jump on out of the game and see if I could have insta-fixed it, but we don't need to recreate the lobby. I'm fine with going on. I've learned their names anyway at this point, so I'm going to just hold on to the fact I'll figure it out. I'll know who you guys are. Pandora ends up leaving. As it looks like they are going through a sub. So we will wait on the sub to join back into this one, as we do need all 7 to be able to join this lobby and get us underway. In comes Storms again. Phantoms join up on the lobby. Backboard Testers. It looks like the names are there, so I don't know what I clicked last time to screw myself on up, but we will not push that button again. And back to the center line. I should be able to tell you guys the names even easier now. I don't have to look for the things on cars to know who's who. Youngenie's cutting across. McFarlando popping this one on high. Tusky firing a shot off this one, but Beats Cross able to push that one on wide. McFarlando back across. Coming back to this one. McFarlando looking for it out of the corner. Finds a center across. Wholesaler able to tuck it away. A great pass and great execution to get up for that one and have faith in your teammate to get it to the center. Backboard Testers pushing themselves up 19 seconds into game 5. Back to that center line we go. McFarlando and Youngenie's meeting up, and this one ends up playing back on down. Pizza Crust playing on out, but Tusty even pushing on outwards. Wholesaler popping this one on high. Up for it. Youngenie's playing back to the corner. Was looking for Storms, but McFarlando ends up in the way instead. Tusty trying to find his way onto this one, but ends up not getting it. Youngenie's with a decent flick to at least push away from McFarlando. Open up Tusty to start the dribble. Off the dribble, McFarlando popping up. Tusty looking for a pass across. Youngenie's able to push it onwards, but it is behind Pizza Crust and wide. Pizza Crust pushing this one back into the Phantom's half. Tusty now starting something, looking for an air dribble on out all the way across the field. Wholesaler there finds a touch past Youngenie's at least. This one does fall on down. McFarlando trying to pop it past the defense, but Tusty not allowing it to do so. Tusty trying to once again start up a dribble. Pizza Crust with 50 back into the Phantom's far side corner. Storm's looking to be the next one to get a touch on this one. Plays past McFarlando on out, but Wholesaler met by Tusty. Tusty now up for it off the sidewall. Tusty looking to drop a shot. Played on high and out. Youngenie's able to beat Wholesaler. This one does fall towards the middle. Pizza Crust now off of that back wall. Tusty plays on out. Youngenie's next to it, playing off that sidewall back towards the center. Youngenie's 50s. McFarlando back down center. Tusty starting up the dribble, finding Wholesaler back. Wholesaler able to push it on wide. I think Tusty might have thought he had an open net on that one. McFarlando pushing it on out of there and able to play on out to Pizza Crust. Tusty finding it again, firing a long shot. Wholesaler, great save to keep that one on out of there. He's trying to play out of the corner, but Wholesaler once again getting a good flick past one. Tusty pinch this one to the side wall. Tusty off the sidewall now, looking to try to find an advancement, but it falls for McFarlando. McFarlando advancing it onwards, trying to push it off that sidewall out to Pizza Crust. Pizza Crust right underneath the crossbar, tucking this one away. Backboard Testers are up 2. Just about half of this game being played. It being said, there is still half of it remaining, but the trend is continuing where they keep splitting who is doing what in each game. Backboard Testers finding their stride again to start up the odd number game. Holsella off the sidewall, ends up dropping it towards the center. Storms playing back on up. Younganese tries to hit Storms, but not quite finding it. Backing out this goes. Peach Cross intercepts there. Tusty playing high. Out of it looking. Tries to get the double, but not quite finding it off the pipe instead. McFarlando playing on outwards now. Younganese getting a pop on this one, but McFarlando off the sidewall. Tusty looking to start up something. Fires a shot. Holsella is in the way, hitting this one on upward. Storm upward. Holsella at least able to advance this one into the Phantom's corner. Out of the Phantom's corner. Holsella off that sidewall. Good enough to play past one. Out to Peach Cross. Not quite finding him. Peach Cross not wrapping around that one. Pinched back out towards the center. Storms at least able to push this one on away. Farlando looking for the center again. Younganese off the sidewall trying to advance, start up a dribble, but Pizza Crust is there, intercepting it, playing back into that Phantom's corner. Tusty at least pop, but this one does pop towards the center. Holsella dropping it, but hits the crossbar. Out to the center it goes. McFarlando now firing a shot, able to find that corner, putting the Backboard Testers up 3 here in Game 5 with 1:39 remaining. Absolutely insane Rocket League being played here. Backboard Testers finding their stride in this one. Tusty playing on high off that back wall. Great save by McFarlando, and back on out this one goes. Phantoms trying their best to do everything they can. Backboard Testers playing great here in Game 5 though. Are they able to keep this up? Tusty to the air. Tusty finding one that ends up going just wide. Back on down, this one plays Tusty. Backflipping into it, trying to start up the dribble, but Holsella is there. Holsella off that sidewall, firing a shot. Tusty able to push it on out of there. Tusty trying to play out. Repeat the cross with a 50 all the way across, hitting the far pipe, not finding its way in. Tusty trying to push onwards. McFarlando off that back wall out to Seller. Seller trying to drop it, but a good touch by Tusty to push it on wide. Phantoms are going to need something relatively quick here if they're going to find their stride to get back into this one. Pizza Cross popping this one on high, trying to get back to it himself. Off the back wall and out. Tusty plays on outwards. This one keeps going. Tusty with the pinch all the way across. Back to the center. Tusty trying to find it up high. Younganese not able to get there. Storms now met by Pizza Cross. Push back on out. Holsella looking for a ceiling shot now, but Tusty intercepts, not allowing that play to continue. This one drops on down for McFarlando, but Storms pushes this one on to the side. Still looking like Backboard Testers are going to find themselves with another lead in this series. But Tusty cutting back towards the center, looking for a dribble play to at least get something going towards the end of this one. Good flick. McFarlando with an insane save, able to read it. Pizza Cross pushing that one on out, and the Backboard Testers are fine killing this one. The defense towards the end of that game, Backboard Testers was going off. Still to be played out here though. Backboard Testers find themselves up yet again in this series, as these teams have traded games throughout all the time. And it's not for a lack of shots, because the Phantoms were finding the offensive stride. Backboard Testers were just doing great defense on it to keep them on out in Game 5. As this stride is going to be something. Can the Phantoms find it where they do get that extra little inch to tuck it away this time? Because a lot of good opportunities ended up getting that last second save out of the Backboard Testers. And if the Phantoms can convert on those, we will probably be seeing a Game 7, as they definitely did not lack the shots for it. We will see how this one goes. Making their choice. Pandora joins back into this one. Match point for the Backboard Testers indeed. Phantoms going to need to take both these next 2 games if they are going to be the champions. Backboard Testers needing to take one of the next 2. Into this one, we get the lobby joining. That is the 7 that we should need. Alright, into game we go. Once Tusty joins on up, we should be good. Otherwise, already, we are all good. Backboard Testers, Phantoms, Backboard Testers on match point. Can they close it out? Off kickoff. Youngany is playing off that back wall. Back on out. Tusty. Tusty able to get there off the pipe and out. Pandora and Youngany sending the hose. Not quite able to get it. Wholesaler looking for the demo play and opens up the net. McFarlando will tuck this one away. And off the start of this one, Backboard Testers find themselves up one with an opportunity that possibly could open them up to end up closing this one on out if they can hold on to that one. The 50 went very well for the Backboard Testers, and that ended up playing on the side. Phantoms not quite able to get back in time, and the ones that were back were demo hunted. Up it goes, drops under one. Tusty trying to tuck it away, not quite finding it. Pizza Cross playing back on a cross. Pandora off that sidewall now, playing back towards the center. Wholesaler trying to play this one on out, drop downwards. Youngany's playing across to the far side corner. Tusty looking to be the next there, tries to pinch this one down towards the center. Pandora firing this one out. McFarlando is there, up this one goes. Tusty looking for a touch on it, dropping it towards that corner. McFarlando not able to find his touch. Tusty playing out, but Wholesaler is there, popping this one on high off the backboard. Just wide, not quite able to tuck that one away. This one is pushed off that sidewall. Pandora finding some boost on this one, trying to start up a bounce dribble, but McFarlando able to intercept. McFarlando taking this one back to Phantom's half. Youngany is able to push it on outwards. Pandora off that sidewall. Pandora popping past another one, looking to try to get one more on it. Tusty playing it outwards. Wholesaler able to wrap around that, not allow it to fall. Tusty playing on downwards. Beats across to McFarlando. Doing well to clear. Pandora 50 to beats across the back. This one falls. McFarlando playing towards that center. Tusty now playing it, doubling it on out. Ends up falling a bit low. Wholesaler trying to find his way to the center, not quite able to convert with pizza crust. Back off that sidewall. Youngany's taking a dribble now. Youngany is trying to get the Phantoms that goal that they so desperately need. Off the back wall, falling towards the center. Pandora not able to get there before Wholesaler clears that one on out. Tusty not finding the dribble play. Decides to lead it. This one off of their back wall. Firing back on out. McFarlando firing one, able to tuck it away. Backboard Testers up 2. 3 minutes and 5 seconds remaining. Phantom's gonna need 2 goals within the next 3:05 if they want to extend this. Backboard Testers hoping that those 2 goals are enough to close them out as the champions. Back to the center line we go. 3 minutes still remains. Next 3 minutes to tell whether or not Backboard Testers can close this on out, finalize this game. McFarlando playing back into the Phantom's corner, back towards the center. Youngany does well to clear this one onto the side. Pizza Crust off the sidewall, popping this one on high. Youngany is off the back wall. Pizza Crust is there, but Tusty clearing this one on outwards. Tusty trying to find something. Ends up getting back to the ball, but McFarlando able to at least intercept and try for the center. McFarlando once again pushing on outwards. Youngany is 50 by Wholesaler, and this one plays across to Pizza Crust. Pizza Crust firing one from a distance. Youngany's up for this one, but it does go low to Tusty. Tusty plays past one. Pandora now looking for the play on out, falling back to the center, pushed back in the Phantom's corner by Wholesaler. Youngany is off the sidewall looking for something. Good pop back to the center. Pizza Crust able to get it by oncoming Tusty. Tusty looking for the dunk there. Pandora trying to play on outwards. Pandora popping high over one. Over to McFarlando off the back wall, falling back on down. Tusty off the back wall on out. No one's able to find it, just wide. Not quite able to tuck that one away. Tusty 50ing back on down to the center, popping across here. Youngany's up for this one. Off the back wall yet again, just wide. Still, pressure is on for the Phantoms. They keep pushing it towards the Backboard Testers. Youngany's dropping this one center. Wholesaler plays back across off this sidewall. Tusty able to get in there. McFarlando back in time. Up this one pops. Youngany's trying to get to it. Firing a shot with Pandora, but this one ends up being pushed on out wide. Pizza Crust met by Youngany's back into the corner. Youngany's looking to try to get a play on it. Pandora trying to center now, not finding it. Youngany's a demo to open something up for him. You got to think they need to find it. A pass down from Pandora to Tusty. Tusty over all of them. McFarlando with the read. Tusty just high off the crossbar. Pandora able to tuck it away. Phantoms pull themselves back to within 1 minute 13 remaining. Phantoms still needing a goal. Backboard Testers still trying to hold on and close out this series. They most certainly do not want to give the Phantoms any chance back into this one with a lead in Game 6. But back to that center line we go. McFarlando getting the better of this kickoff, and he tucks it off right away. Once again, the Phantoms find themselves needing 2 as this kickoff ends up in tragedy. Youngunny's not quite getting the touch he wanted as that goes straight across where McFarlando able to tuck it away. A kickoff goal to once again put the Backboard Testers up 2. Phantoms going to need to do a lot of work here in the next minute and 11. Tusty off to kick off with Wholesaler. This one plays on across. McFarlando looking for the center, try to find something. Youngunny pushes across. Pandora playing on off the back wall. Tusty trying to find it, not quite able to do so. Youngunny would pass on up for Pandora. Pandora redirect off the back wall, trying to open something up. Youngunny is off the back wall yet again. Tusty playing back down towards the center. A touch by Wholesaler that ends up getting just by Pandora. Youngunny's looking for a center, not quite able to find it. On out, this one's taken. Tusty looking to try to find something here now. Wholesaler playing back to the corner. Tusty popping on this one on high and across. Pandora firing it towards the net, but ends up just wide. McFarlando now trying to take the dribble. Pandora diving in off the back wall. Wholesaler hitting on out. And this one ends up finding its way. 27 seconds remain now. Can the Wholesalers hold on to this 2-goal lead? Is it enough? Tusty trying to find his way to it, but Wholesaler now pushing it onwards. Off the back wall. Wholesaler on out. Off the opposing corner. Trying to kill as much time as they possibly can. Trying to drop it for McFarlando. Ends up going all the way back. Tusty trying to find it. Pizza Cross plays under one. Youngunny to the center. At this point, if they are able to clear it, it looks like Backboard Testers are going to close this series on out. They don't even care. They say you can have your goal for the road if you're able to get it. We will take this series. We will be your European 3v3 Tier 4 Division 5 champions. The Backboard Testers coming into this one absolutely insane on the defensive half where they needed to be. This is an insane performance out of them. And it's really hard to pick a player for that. It was a great series for everyone in that one. Phantoms, I know it's kind of rough losing in the championship. But at least from what I heard, you guys did at least take your 2's championship yesterday. So that's got to make it a little bit less harsh. But for that one, good luck to everyone that ends up playing next season. Congratulations so much to the Backboard Testers. You guys are able to find it and close on out your season with that dub in the championship, finding yourself as the first place team. Congratulations to you guys on that one. It's definitely hard for me to want to pick a player of the series. McFarlando found himself with the goals, but on my eyes, Pizza Cross played absolutely insane defense. And then Wholesaler was able to play that role that he needed to play. It was a really great team effort, but we do find ourselves having the Backboard Testers closing this one on out. So for this one, congratulations to the Backboard Testers. Once again, huge gameplay from them. You got the 2's championship for the Phantoms, the 3's championship for the Backboard Testers. That could definitely be a rivalry going forward between you guys, as you guys definitely played a close series there today. But GG's to you guys so much. Thank you all so much for having me cast. Before we end up closing this one on out, we will end up going to that poll and finalizing it. The Backboard Testers were able to close this one on out. A stellar performance out of them today. They were able to take it. Thank you guys so much, as I said, for having me cast. I will just do a quick one over to see if there is anyone live for IGL. But it looks like that is not, at least at this time. So we will probably close it on out there. But thank you guys, as I said, so much for having me cast. Congratulations to the Backboard Testers on your 3v3 championship. Phantoms, congratulations to you guys for your 2v2 championship. And even on your great season. Obviously, you wanted to probably end it perfect. But it's one of those where Backboard Testers came into this one absolutely phenomenal and were able to close it on out. But thank you guys so much. And I see you guys with the banter up in the chat. So you guys definitely have some fun going forward. And I will be deucing on out there. Have a great rest of your days. Bye.